Hey guys, I'm Nisa Homey. Today I'm sharing a high protein, fiber rich, instant breakfast recipe for weight loss and weight management. This instant, gluten free, vegan, and highly nutritious breakfast recipe is perfect for those with health issues like thyroid, PCOS, and diabetes. The high protein and fiber helps to keep you feel fuller for a longer time and thus helps in weight loss and weight management. This instant high protein breakfast is a popular traditional South Indian recipe known as adai, which can be enjoyed by the whole family. So let's get started with the recipe. Into a bowl, I'm adding in 1 cup of bajra. Bajra is also known as pearl millet. Pearl millet or bajra is a highly nutritious millet. Recent studies has shown that bajra has anti-cancer and anti-tumor properties. Do try to include bajra in your diet, especially when they are in season. Into this, I'm adding in half cup of chana dal, also known as Bengal gram or kadala parippu in Malayalam. Bengal gram or chana dal is high in protein. 1/4 cup masoor dal, 1/4 cup yellow moong dal, and 1/4 cup tur dal. I'm adding in some water and I'm going to wash and rinse it a couple of times. Millets, when locally sourced, may contain sand or dirt or dust particles. So just a couple of rinse will be ideal before soaking. And once rinsed, I'm adding in some more water. And I'm going to allow it to soak for about 6 hours. Millets should be ideally soaked for at least 6 hours for better nutrient absorption. Grains like millets and dals contains phytic acid, which prevents absorption of some nutrients. So it is always ideal to soak them before cooking so that nutrients are absorbed easily. So I'm going to soak it for about 6 hours. If you're planning to make this for breakfast, you can soak it overnight. And if you're planning to make it for dinner, you can soak it in the morning. So I'm going to soak it for 6 hours now. Into another bowl, I'm adding in about 7 to 8 whole red chilies. I'm adding in some water. I'm also soaking the chilies along with the bajra and dal. Now with chilies, you don't need to soak it for 6 hours. Anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes of soaking would be ideal. I'm soaking it along with the bajra and dal so that I don't forget soaking the chilies. Okay, now it's 6 hours since we have soaked the millet and dals. And let's check on the millets and dal. As you can see, the bajra and the dals are nicely soaked. Now another benefit with regard to soaking, especially dals, is that when you soak dals for a longer time, it will be easy on your gut. So those with issues like bloating or indigestion when consuming dal, try to soak them a bit longer before cooking and then they will be more easy on your gut. So I'm going to wash and rinse it a couple of times and then I'm going to add it into my blender jar. I've rinsed it a couple of times and now I'm going to add it into my blender jar. I have added the millet and dals into my blender jar. And into this, I'm going to add in some ingredients which is going to make this more nutrient dense. I'm adding in a handful of shallots. Shallots is a good source of iron and folate. Hence, I try to use them in my recipes as much as possible. However, if you don't have shallots at hand, you can use 1/4 of an onion instead. I'm roughly chopping the shallots and adding it into the blender jar. Shallots are also rich in antioxidants. Just make sure you include them in some way or the other in your diet. You can even have them raw in salads. A small piece of ginger. Ginger also I'm roughly slicing and adding in. Ginger will help with digestion, so try not to skip it. Add in 1/3 teaspoon hing, also known as asafoetida. This is my homemade asafoetida powder. I have already shared how to make asafoetida powder at home. Please do check it out. 1/2 teaspoon jeera, also known as cumin seeds. Asafoetida, jeera and ginger helps with digestion. They also gives an amazing flavor to the chilla. half teaspoon whole black peppercorns, half teaspoon turmeric powder. Today I am using Vigon turmeric, which has high curcumin content. Now when you are using turmeric, try to add at least a fat pinch of black pepper powder so that the active ingredient in turmeric, known as curcumin, absorbs faster into your body. Pink Himalayan salt as needed. To make it extra nutrient dense, I am adding in a handful of fresh curry leaves. Curry leaves are also a good source of iron and folate. They help to give you a clear glowing skin. They help to prevent hair loss. Ideal to include in your diet if you have iron deficiency, anemia, PCOS, thyroid. And when you're using curry leaves, try to use organic garden fresh curry leaves. Add in the soaked red chilies. I'm removing the stalk and adding in. Soaking the red chilies will help to grind it really fine along with the rest of the ingredients. There is no need to soak it for 6 hours along with the millets and dal like I did today. Sometimes I do forget to soak the red chilies if I don't soak it along with the millets and dal. Red chilies just need about 10 to 15 minutes of soaking, so you can soak it later as well. Into this I am adding in 1.5 cups water. And I'm going to coarsely blend this. Pour the blended millet and dal mix into a bowl. Do note the consistency of the batter. I have ground it coarsely. It is not super fine, coarsely ground. And it is of pourable consistency. It is neither too thick nor too thin, but of pourable consistency. Now if you're planning to make ade or chilla with this mix, you will need some side dish like a chutney or a sambar or any side dish of your choice. But if you're planning to have this as a meal in itself, then there are some other options which you can add in and make it into a more nutritious and fiber rich meal. So I have already chopped half of an onion, medium sized onion, 1 carrot grated, 1 green chilli which I have finely chopped. Now green chilli you can increase or decrease or totally omit if you don't prefer. This is fresh methi leaves. Since I had some methi leaves at hand, I am using it. You can use palak leaves or any green leafy vegetable of your choice to make it more fiber and nutrient rich. And a small handful of coriander leaves. This is for added flavor. If you don't like the flavor of coriander leaves, you can totally omit it. You can play around with your favorite vegetables and greens to make it more nutrient dense, and try to use seasonal and locally sourced vegetables and greens. This batter will stay good in the refrigerator for a couple of days. So into this I am adding in the finely chopped methi leaves. Methi leaves are also known as fenugreek leaves and they are in season right now. Green chilies, coriander leaves, grated carrot, you can use beetroot instead, and the onion. And now I'm going to give it a good mix. At this stage you can check salt. If you feel you need more salt, you can add in. So let's start making the high protein dosha, or you can call it a chilla or ade. I'm heating my cast iron dosha tawa and I'm greasing it with wood pressed gingerly oil. Reduce the flame to the lowest. Pour in 1 to 1.5 ladleful of the batter and lightly spread it out. Drizzle in 1 teaspoon wood pressed sesame oil. Sesame oil is also known as gingerly oil or til oil. Cover and let it cook on low flame. It should take about 2 minutes. Now let's check on the chilla. Once that side is done, you can flip it over. Remember, I am using a well seasoned cast iron tawa, hence it does not stick to the tawa. So I am just flipping it over and allow that side to get cooked as well. And after a couple of minutes, you can flip it over and enjoy it. So I'm transferring it to a plate. Repeat the same thing with the rest of the batter. So guys, do try this healthy, high protein and nutrient dense millet and dal dosa, or you can call it a chilla, and let me know how it turned out. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye bye.